My husband handed me over to a stranger, and this is what he did. An infidelity story. I always believed that trust was the foundation of any relationship. When Jack and I got married 10 years ago, we made a silent pact of absolute honesty. Our relationship was built on mutual freedom, understanding, and above all, transparency. It never crossed my mind that this freedom would lead us to explore such unknown territories. We were sitting on the porch of our house on a quiet Saturday afternoon when Jack, with his deep brown eyes always full of secrets, looked at me with an intensity he rarely showed. He held my hand firmly and said without preamble, "Alice, I've been thinking about something that might seem strange, but I trust you'll understand." I raised an eyebrow, curious and slightly apprehensive. Jack had never been afraid to share his most intimate thoughts with me, but something about the way he began to speak made me nervous. He took a deep breath and continued, "I want to see you with another man." My mind went blank for a moment. I couldn't process his words immediately. The idea seemed so distant from our reality that it felt like a fantasy taken from a book or movie. "Are you serious?" I asked, trying to understand what he really meant. Jack nodded, a slight smile on his lips. "Yes, completely. It's not about jealousy or lack of love. On the contrary, I think this could bring us even closer. I want to explore new experiences with you, see how you feel, share something we've never shared before." I was silent, trying to digest his words. Doubts began to emerge, and with them, a myriad of conflicting emotions. Part of me was intrigued by the bold proposal, while another part feared the consequences of such an experience. "Do you really think this is what we want? What if it complicates our relationship?" I asked, my voice trembling a bit. Jack squeezed my hand tighter, his eyes fixed on mine. "I trust us, Alice. I know this might seem strange, but I believe our connection is strong enough to withstand anything. And if at any moment you feel uncomfortable, we'll stop immediately." We spent the rest of the afternoon discussing the proposal, weighing the pros and cons, and exploring our emotions. Jack had always been open to new experiences, but I never imagined his mind could go this far. The idea of being with another man while my husband watched was, to say the least, unsettling. However, the way Jack looked at me, with a mixture of excitement and vulnerability, made me realize he was being sincere. He didn't want to lose me, but rather to experience something new together. Deep down, I felt a spark of curiosity ignite within me. What if this could actually strengthen our bond? What if this experience brought a new dimension to our love? By the end of the night, I agreed to consider the idea, but made it clear I needed time to process everything. Jack, as understanding as ever, hugged me tightly and whispered in my ear, "Thank you for listening, my love. Whatever your decision, I'll be by your side." That night marked the beginning of a new journey for us, a path filled with uncertainties, but also with possibilities. I knew that whatever the outcome, our relationship would never be the same again. And somehow, that filled me with a strange and exciting anticipation. The following days were an emotional roller coaster for me. Jack's proposal echoed in my mind constantly. Did I really want to explore this new facet of our relationship? Or would it be better to keep things as they were? Amidst all these doubts, one thing was certain. I trusted Jack and knew he wouldn't do anything to harm us. I spent hours talking to myself, trying to understand my own feelings. Memories of our 10 years together flashed through my mind. Our laughter, our fights, the moments of complicity and deep love. I didn't want to risk all of that, but I also couldn't ignore the growing curiosity inside me. One night, after a long day at work, I sat on the sofa next to Jack. He was reading a book, but upon noticing my presence, he closed it and turned to me, waiting patiently for me to speak. "Jack," I began, my voice firm despite the internal turmoil, I've thought a lot about what you said, and as crazy as it seems, I want to try. But we need to establish some clear rules to ensure we both feel comfortable. His eyes lit up with a mixture of surprise and relief. Of course, Alice. I want this to be something positive for both of us. Let's set everything together. We spent the night carefully planning every detail. We decided that our first step would be to go to a bar known for liberal encounters. The place was famous for its relaxed and safe atmosphere, a place where couples like us could explore their fantasies without judgment. The week leading up to our visit to the bar was a real test for my nerves. I tried to concentrate on work, but the anticipation was almost unbearable. I talked to Jack every night, expressing my insecurities and fears. He always reassured me, assuring me that at any sign of discomfort, we could stop. Finally, the day arrived. I dressed carefully, choosing an elegant black dress that always made Jack smile. He, in turn, was impeccable in a blue shirt that highlighted his eyes. We took a taxi, and during the ride, the tension in the air was palpable. Jack held my hand, and I could feel his pulse racing as fast as mine. When we arrived at the bar, we were greeted by a welcoming and sophisticated atmosphere. Soft lights, ambient music, and a diverse clientele made us feel at ease immediately. Jack ordered 2 glasses of wine, and we settled in a secluded corner. As the night progressed, we began to relax. We talked about everything except the main reason we were there. It was an unconscious attempt to prolong normality before taking the next step. That's when we saw him. Peter was sitting at the bar, chatting with the bartender. Tall, dark, and with a charming smile, he exuded confidence. Jack noticed my interest and, with a nod, encouraged me to approach him. With my heart pounding uncontrollably, I walked over to Peter. "Hi, my name is Alice," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. He smiled, his eyes sparkling with curiosity. "Nice to meet you, Alice. I'm Peter. What brings you here tonight?" I briefly told him about our relationship and why we were there. Peter listened attentively, his smile never fading. "I see. I think it's admirable, the trust you have in each other. I'd like to know more about you." We returned together to the table where Jack was waiting for us. The conversation flowed naturally, as if we were old friends. As the night went on, the initial tension began to fade, replaced by a strange and exciting sense of anticipation. When the bar started to empty, Peter suggested we go to a more private place. I looked at Jack, seeking confirmation. He smiled and nodded, his gaze full of confidence and love. We were ready to take the next step in our journey together. We entered the hotel room with a mixture of excitement and nervousness. The environment was elegant and welcoming, with soft lights creating an intimate atmosphere. Jack and I exchanged a knowing look as Peter approached me with unexpected gentleness. "Are you okay?" he asked, his voice low and reassuring. I nodded, trying to control my rapid breathing. "Yes, I'm fine. Just a little nervous." Peter smiled, taking my hand and kissing it softly. "Don't worry, we'll go at your pace." Jack watched closely, his eyes full of affection and encouragement. I could feel the trust he had in me, which gave me the strength to continue. Peter began to kiss me slowly, his hands exploring my body with care and respect. Each touch seemed to electrify my skin as my mind struggled to process all the new sensations. "Jack, are you okay?" I asked, interrupting the moment to make sure he was comfortable too. He smiled and nodded. "I'm fine, Alice. Just enjoy the moment." With Jack's permission, I allowed myself to be carried away by Peter's caresses. Each movement was a new territory explored, a new boundary crossed. The chemistry between us was undeniable, and soon we were lost in the pleasure of discovering each other. Time seemed to stand still in that room. Each moment was a combination of pleasure and emotion, a mix of vulnerability and excitement. Peter knew exactly how to touch me, how to whisper words that made my heart race. Jack was beside us, watching with a mix of fascination and desire, his eyes never leaving mine. The intensity of the moment enveloped me completely. I felt safe, loved, and in a way, liberated. It was as if all my inhibitions had been stripped away, leaving only the pure essence of my desire. Peter was gentle and considerate, ensuring I was comfortable every step of the way. When we finally stopped, breathless and exhausted, a sense of peace and satisfaction enveloped us. I looked at Jack, who approached and hugged me tightly. "You were amazing, my love," he whispered in my ear. I could see the pride and joy in his eyes, and it made me feel even more connected to him. Peter was also smiling, pleased with the experience. "Thank you for allowing me to be part of this," he said, his voice soft and sincere. "It was an honor to share this moment with you." We said goodbye to Peter with a hug and the promise to stay in touch. When we returned home, Jack and I were exhausted, but with a sense of renewal in our relationship. The silence between us was comfortable, full of mutual understanding. That night, as we lay in bed, Jack turned to me and held my hand. "How do you feel, Alice?" he asked, his voice full of concern and love. I thought for a moment, trying to find the right words. "I feel alive," I finally replied. "It was an intense experience, but it made me realize how much I trust you and how strong our love is. I know this will only bring us closer." He smiled and kissed my forehead. "That's all I wanted to hear. We'll explore more together, at our own pace, always respecting each other's limits." I fell asleep in Jack's arms, feeling safe and loved. I knew this was just the first of many adventures we would have together, and I was ready to embrace each one with him by my side. After that unforgettable night, Jack and I felt more connected than ever. The experience with Peter opened doors to new possibilities in our relationship, and we were eager to explore each one. However, we also knew we needed time to process everything and fully understand the impact of that night on our dynamic. We spent weeks talking about our emotions and feelings. It was essential that we both felt comfortable and that our relationship remained strong and healthy. Jack had always been a great listener, and his patience and understanding helped me express my insecurities and desires. "Do you think we should continue exploring?" I asked one night, as we were cuddled on the couch with a glass of wine in hand. Jack smiled, his eyes shining with enthusiasm. "Yes, but always at our own pace. I want this to be a positive experience for both of us, without pressure or unrealistic expectations." I agreed, feeling relieved by his response. "I think we're ready to take the next step, but we need to make sure we're doing this for the right reasons and that we both feel comfortable." We decided that before moving forward, we would frequent more bars and liberal events to get familiar with the environment and meet other people who shared our mindset. We wanted to build a network of trust and friendship before venturing further. One night, we went to an exclusive party for couples looking to explore new experiences. The environment was elegant and welcoming, with soft music and a relaxed atmosphere. There, we met several couples at different stages of exploring their relationships. The conversations were revealing and helped us understand our own desires and boundaries better. One of the stories that struck me the most was from Claire and Mark, a couple who had been together for 15 years. They told us how they began exploring the world of open relationships and how it strengthened the trust and love between them. "The key is communication," Claire said. "We always talk about our feelings and never do anything that could harm our relationship." Her words resonated deeply with me, and I realized that Jack and I were on the right path. We went home that night, feeling inspired and motivated to continue our journey together. In the following weeks, our routine subtly but significantly changed. We began to communicate more openly about our desires and fantasies, creating a safe space where we could both express our wishes without fear of judgment. "I want to try something new," Jack said one night as we lay in bed. "I've been thinking about how we can expand our physical and emotional connection." I looked at him, intrigued. "What do you have in mind?" He smiled, his expression full of mystery. "Let's take a trip, just the two of us. I want us to explore new places and new sensations together, without distractions." The idea excited me immediately. We had always loved traveling, and the prospect of a trip dedicated to exploring our relationship seemed perfect. We planned everything carefully, choosing a destination that offered both adventure and intimacy. When we finally embarked on that trip, we were full of expectations and excitement. We knew this would be a unique opportunity to strengthen our connection and discover new aspects of ourselves and our relationship. Our trip began with a smooth flight to a small coastal town known for its stunning beaches and welcoming atmosphere. It was the perfect place to disconnect from the world and focus solely on each other. We rented an isolated cabin with an incredible view of the sea, where we could relax and reconnect. From the moment we arrived, the sense of freedom was palpable. We spent our days exploring the town, walking along the beaches, and enjoying the local cuisine. At night, we stayed in the cabin, talking about our lives, our dreams, and of course our fantasies. One night, after a candle-lit dinner, Jack suggested we try something new. How about a mutual massage session? We can explore each other's bodies in a different way and see where it takes us. I thought it was a wonderful idea. We prepared the environment with aromatic candles and soft music. We started slowly, exploring every inch of each other's skin, discovering new zones of pleasure and connection. The massage evolved into a night of intense passion, where every touch and whisper was a reaffirmation of our love and mutual desire. The next morning, as we had coffee on the porch, Jack suggested something even bolder. "What do you think about visiting a local swing club? It could be an opportunity to meet other people and maybe try something new." The idea caught me by surprise, but at the same time, I felt a wave of excitement. We were there to explore and expand our horizons, and this seemed like the perfect opportunity. I agreed, determined to keep an open mind and trust our connection. That night, we got ready to go to the club. I chose a seductive red dress, while Jack looked stunning in a black shirt that highlighted his physique. When we arrived, we were greeted by a sophisticated and welcoming environment, with couples of all ages and styles, all there with the same purpose: to explore their fantasies in a safe and respectful environment. We were greeted by one of the hosts, who showed us around and explained the club's rules. Here, respect and consent are fundamental. Nothing happens without the agreement of everyone involved. The sense of security was immediate. We wandered around the club, observing the different environments and meeting other people. The atmosphere was electrifying, but at the same time, there was a respect and delicacy that made everything seem natural and comfortable. That's when we met Sarah and Luke, a friendly and experienced couple in the world of swinging. We talked for hours, sharing stories and laughs. They told us about their own experiences and offered valuable advice. "You're a wonderful couple," Sarah said. "The trust and love between you are palpable. Don't be afraid to explore, but always follow your instincts and respect each other's limits." Those words stayed with me as the night progressed. Jack and I decided to take the next step and join Sarah and Luke in a private room. The experience was beyond anything I could have imagined. The mixture of nervousness and excitement created an intense energy, and each moment was a new and passionate discovery. When we finally left the club, already at dawn, I felt exhausted but deeply satisfied. Jack hugged me tightly, and I knew our relationship was stronger than ever. We were exploring new worlds together, always with love and respect. The trip, which started as a simple romantic getaway, turned into a journey of self-discovery and growth for both of us. Each experience brought us closer, deepening the connection we had built over the years. In the following days, we continued exploring the small coastal town and its surroundings. We visited secluded beaches, swam in crystal-clear waters, and enjoyed the tranquility of being away from it all. Our conversations became even deeper, and we discovered new layers of each other that we had never explored. One afternoon, while walking along a trail surrounded by lush vegetation, Jack suggested something that took me by surprise. "Alice, have you ever thought about writing about our experiences? I think it could be a way to process everything we're living and maybe inspire other people." The idea resonated within me. I had always enjoyed writing, and documenting our journey could be a way to better understand our feelings and emotions. "I think it's a great idea, Jack. I'll start a journal about our trip and everything we're experiencing." That night, I sat on the porch of our cabin, with a glass of wine by my side and the sound of the waves breaking in the background. I began writing about our trip from the moment Jack proposed his bold idea to our adventures at the swing club. The words flowed easily, and each page was an honest and deep reflection on our feelings and discoveries. Jack read my journal every night, always with a smile of approval. "You have a gift, Alice. Your writing is so vivid and emotional. I can't wait to read more." As I wrote, I realized how much our journey had transformed us. It wasn't just about exploring our fantasies, but about rediscovering ourselves as individuals and as a couple. Each experience was a lesson in trust, respect, and unconditional love. On the last night of our trip, we decided to do something special. We had dinner at a beachfront restaurant with a stunning view of the sunset. The atmosphere was magical, and as we toasted to our love and adventures, I felt a deep gratitude for everything we had lived together. "I'm so happy we decided to take this trip," Jack said, holding my hand. "It was an incredible experience, and I feel we're more connected than ever." "I feel the same, Jack. Every moment was unforgettable, and I'm excited to see what the future holds." We returned to the cabin and spent the night reminiscing about our adventures, laughing and dreaming about the future. It was the end of a journey, but the beginning of a new phase in our relationship. As we returned to our daily routine, I felt a mixture of nostalgia and excitement. The trip had left us with a sense of renewal and a new perspective on our relationship. However, we knew that maintaining this intense connection would require ongoing effort and dedication. Jack and I continued to communicate openly and honestly about our feelings and desires. We decided that although our daily lives were important, we would always reserve time to explore and strengthen our connection. "Let's schedule special nights for us," Jack suggested one morning as we had breakfast. "We can plan outings, try new things, and continue our journey of discovery." I agreed, excited by the idea. "I love the idea, Jack. We need to make sure our relationship continues to grow and evolve." We started attending more liberal events, meeting other people, and sharing our stories. We made new friends, each with their own unique experiences and perspectives. These connections helped us better understand our own emotions and further strengthen our bond. One night, at one of these events, we met a couple who became particularly important to us. Sophia and Luke were friendly, intelligent, and shared many of our interests. We spent hours talking and laughing, and soon realized there was undeniable chemistry between the four of us. "You two are an amazing couple," Sophia said, her eyes shining with enthusiasm. "We love spending time with you. How about having dinner at our place next week?" We happily accepted the invitation, eager to deepen our friendship with Sophia and Luke. The dinner was a wonderful evening, full of engaging conversations and laughter. The chemistry between us continued to grow, and soon the night evolved into something more intimate. The experience with Sophia and Luke was different from anything we had lived before. The emotional and physical connection was intense, and each moment was a celebration of trust and mutual respect. We felt like we were building something special, not just as a couple, but also as friends. After that night, our relationship with Sophia and Luke grew even stronger. We began meeting regularly, exploring new adventures and creating unforgettable memories together. They became an important part of our lives, and the friendship we shared was a constant source of joy and support. While our journey was full of happy and exciting moments, we also faced challenges. Daily life, with its responsibilities and demands, sometimes put pressure on our relationship. However, each obstacle we overcame made us stronger and more united. One of these challenges arose when Jack started working on a new project at work, which required a lot of his time and energy. He came home exhausted, and our special nights became less frequent. "I'm worried, Alice," Jack said one night as we lay in bed. "I feel like I'm not able to dedicate the time I want to us." I held his hand, feeling his frustration. "I understand, Jack. But this is temporary. We know your career is important, and we'll find a way to balance everything." We decided that even with Jack's busy schedule, we would find small ways to keep our connection alive. We planned weekend getaways, romantic dinners at home, and continued attending liberal events whenever possible. Our friendship with Sophia and Luke was also a great support during this period. They helped us keep the spark alive, offering an external perspective and reminding us of the importance of taking care of each other. Over time, Jack's project was completed, and our routine returned to normal. We learned a lot about ourselves during that period, and the experience taught us to value even more the moments we spent together. With the completion of Jack's project, we were ready for new adventures. We decided it was time to plan another trip, this time to a more exotic and challenging destination. We chose an exclusive resort on a tropical island, known for its wellness and adventure activities. We wanted to experience something different, combining relaxation and adrenaline. When we arrived at the resort, we were greeted by a warm team and an atmosphere of discreet luxury. The island was a paradise, with white sandy beaches, crystal clear waters, and lush vegetation. Our first day was dedicated to exploring the resort and its numerous activities. We participated in outdoor yoga classes, jungle hikes, and coral reef dives. Each activity brought us closer, reinforcing our connection and reminding us how much we loved being together. One night, while we were having a candle-lit dinner on the beach, Jack suggested something new. "Alice, I heard about a wellness ceremony that takes place here. It's a spiritual experience that involves meditation and deep connection. What do you think about participating?" The idea intrigued me. We had always been open to new experiences, and the prospect of a spiritual ceremony seemed like a perfect way to deepen our connection. "Let's do it, Jack. It might be exactly what we need." The next day, we participated in the ceremony. It was a transformative experience, full of moments of introspection and deep connection. Through guided meditation, I felt a clarity and inner peace I had never experienced before. Jack and I left the ceremony feeling revitalized and more connected than ever. We spent the rest of the trip exploring the island, discovering new adventures, and creating unforgettable memories. When we returned from our trip, we were full of energy and inspiration. The experience on the island gave us a new perspective on the importance of taking care of ourselves and our relationship. We decided we would continue to incorporate wellness practices into our daily routine to maintain the connection and balance we had found. Sophia and Luke were thrilled to hear about our trip and the transformative experiences we had. We decided to organise a wellness night at our home, where we would share the practices we had learned and enjoy a relaxing evening together. We prepared everything carefully, from the decoration with aromatic candles and soft music, to creating a space for meditation and relaxation. Sophia and Luke arrived, excited to participate in our special night. The experience was magical. We spent hours meditating, sharing stories, and laughing together. The atmosphere of love and friendship was palpable, and each of us felt the depth of the connection we shared. After the wellness night, Jack and I felt stronger than ever. We knew our journey was far from over, but we were ready to face any challenge together, always with love, respect, and an open mind. As the years went by, Jack and I continued to explore new horizons and strengthen our relationship. Every adventure, every challenge, and every moment shared made us realize how lucky we were to have each other. Our friendship with Sophia and Luke also flourished, and together we created a circle of trust and support that became an essential part of our lives. We explored new fantasies, faced challenges, and grew together, always with love and mutual respect. Looking back, I see the incredible journey we had. From the moment Jack suggested his bold idea to our adventures at the swing club, exotic trips and wellness nights, every experience taught us something valuable about ourselves and our relationship. I know the future holds many more adventures and discoveries for us. And with Jack by my side, I'm ready to embrace each one with love and courage. Our story of mutual love and freedom is a testament to the fact that with trust, communication, and respect, we can overcome any obstacle and create a life full of passion and happiness. And so, we close another chapter of our journey, ready for whatever comes next. And as we hold hands, looking to the future with hope and enthusiasm, I know we're exactly where we're meant to be. Together, always ready to explore new worlds and live each moment to the fullest. Our journey of continuous discovery and growth is a testament to the power of true love. Every challenge we faced, every adventure we explored, brought us closer and strengthened us in ways we could never have imagined. Over time, we began to share our experiences with other couples who were curious about our lifestyle. We organized gatherings and workshops where we discussed the importance of communication, trust, and mutual freedom. Jack and I became a source of inspiration for many, and that filled us with joy and purpose. It's incredible how our story can help other people, Jack said one day as we prepared for another workshop. I never thought our journey could have such a positive impact. I smiled, feeling proud of everything we had achieved. It's true, Jack, and I think this is just the beginning. We have so much to share and so many more adventures to live. Over time, our home became a sanctuary of love and discovery. We hosted wellness retreats, meditation nights, and intimate gatherings, always with the goal of strengthening our connections and supporting each other. Sophia and Luke continued to be an integral part of our lives. Together, we explored new frontiers and faced challenges, always with the certainty that our love and friendship were unbreakable. They became more than friends. They were our chosen family. At one of these gatherings, Luke suggested something that took us in a new direction. What if we wrote a book about our experiences? It could be an incredible way to share our journey with the world. The idea resonated within me. I'd love that. Our story is unique, and if it can inspire others to live with more freedom and love, it would be an incredible gift. So we began to write our story together. Each chapter was an honest reflection on our lives, our loves, and our adventures. The writing process was a journey in itself, full of memories and emotions. When the book was finally published, we received an outpouring of support and gratitude from readers around the world. Our story touched hearts and inspired many to explore their own relationships with more openness and trust. As the years passed, our story of mutual love and freedom continued to grow and evolve. Jack and I faced each new challenge with courage and determination, always supporting each other and valuing our unique connection. Our workshops and retreats became increasingly popular, and we began to travel the world, sharing our message of love, trust, and freedom with couples of all ages and backgrounds. The feeling of being able to help others find happiness in their relationships was indescribable. I couldn't be prouder of us, Jack said one night as we were in a hotel in Paris after another successful retreat. Our journey is proof that true love can overcome anything. I hugged him, feeling a deep gratitude for everything we had lived together. And we still have so much to explore, Jack. I can't wait to see what the future holds. Our friends and family also became an integral part of our journey. Sophia and Luke, who had been with us from the beginning, continued to be our adventure companions, and together we created unforgettable memories. In the years that followed, our family grew. We adopted 2 adorable dogs and spent more time at home, transforming it into a true sanctuary of love and well-being. Our retreats became regular events, and our community of friends and supporters continued to grow. We climbed mountains, sailed crystal-clear seas, and explored ancient cities. Each destination was a new opportunity to connect and discover more about each other. During the trip, I wrote daily in my journal, documenting each special moment and each new discovery. I felt more alive than ever, and each day was a celebration of the love we shared. When we finally returned home, we felt that our journey was complete. We had lived a life full of adventures, discoveries, and, above all, love. We knew that no matter what the future held, we would always have each other. As time went by, Jack and I dedicated ourselves to reflecting on our incredible journey. Our lives were full of wonderful memories, and each experience had shaped and strengthened us. "We're so lucky," Jack said one afternoon as we sat in our garden, surrounded by flowers and with the sun shining. "We've had an extraordinary life." I nodded, feeling a deep gratitude. Yes, we are, and all thanks to our love and our willingness to explore and grow together. We decided it was time to share even more of our story. We began working on a second book, this time focusing on the lessons we had learned throughout our journey and offering advice to other couples who wanted to follow a similar path. The writing process was once again a transformative experience. Reliving our journey and reflecting on all the lessons learned brought us even closer. Each page written was a celebration of our love and a tribute to our courage to live fully. Our second book was received with enthusiasm and gratitude by readers. We felt that we were making a difference in the lives of many people, and that filled us with joy and purpose. Although our journey had been extraordinary, we knew there was still much more to come. Jack and I continued to explore and grow together, always open to new experiences and adventures. We decided to start a community project, creating a space where couples could come to explore their relationships, learn about wellness, and find support in a community of love and respect. The project was a success and quickly became a gathering place for people of all ages and backgrounds. Our community space was a place of healing and growth. We organised workshops, retreats, and gatherings, always with the goal of strengthening connection and love between couples. Jack and I dedicated ourselves to helping others find the same happiness and freedom we had found in our own journey. Looking back, I see a life full of love, adventures, and discoveries. Jack and I lived fully, always supporting each other and exploring new possibilities. Our story is a testament to the power of true love and the importance of mutual freedom. And as we hold hands, ready to face the future together, I know we're exactly where we're meant to be. Together, always ready to explore new worlds and live each moment to the fullest. Our journey continues, and I'm excited to see what the next chapter holds. With Jack by my side, I know we can face any challenge and create a life full of love and happiness. And so, we close another chapter, ready for new adventures and discoveries, always together, always in love.